Right now at 10, a fire in Girard sends 2 people to the hospital. We'll have the latest. Plus,
this Labor Day weekend, a local historical site takes us back in time and tells us the importance of the holiday. I'm Bronte Sorotsky with how they used a cannon along with other methods to demonstrate.
also, some Kansas firefighters are on their way to Louisiana. And the latest on the summer surge and why some think it's not going to let up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Officials respond to a house fire with someone still trapped inside this morning. Now, according to the Girard Police Department, around 10 this morning, authorities were called to a house fire at this home at 300 East Prairie Street in Girard for a report of the structure fire with a person still inside. When responders arrived on scene, they located 65-year-old Gayla Rinkins still inside the home. She was transported to Girard Hospital. 39-year-old Samuel Rinkins was outside when the fire started. Officials say he suffered minor injuries and was also taken to Girard Hospital. The Kansas State Fire Marshal's office was contacted to assist in the investigation. This Labor Day weekend, a local historical site takes us back in time and tells us the importance of observing the holiday. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky explains how a cannon demonstration was used to explain labor through the eyes of those from the 1800s.
This Labor Day weekend, 4 staters have an opportunity to be transported back in time.
We're celebrating Labor Day. Early 1900s, labor unions and the labor movement really came into play, but there has always been a division between management and labor as far as equitable pay for equitable work.
The Fort Scott National Historic Site wanted to educate the public about the meaning behind Labor Day.
So it's bringing all these stories to light and letting the visitors that come here understand what happens and help them to decide.
Which included walking tours around the site.
You get to see all the different areas where people worked and where people congregated, everything from where they cooked to where the officers lived and worked to where we have the artillery.
The last demonstration of the day was a cannon used to show the labor of the fort.
The Dragoons here at Fort Scott had a cannon. Here it was mainly here for ceremonial purposes, but we usually on the weekends when we have reenactments try to fire it. It's very popular. Usually have nice crowds to see it go boom.
Ultimately, the historic site's goal was to show how important the fort is to American history. And while it has no official ties to the labor movement, the labor happening at the fort wasn't part of unionized work, but was still through the military and federal government.
It's the labor involved behind that, the support. No activity can happen without support of the labor movement.
In Fort Scott, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
The historic site's festivities will continue tomorrow as well. 7 Wichita firefighters were deployed this afternoon to Louisiana to assist with Hurricane Ida recovery efforts. A call was sent out yesterday requesting 30 engine companies to help with the relief efforts. Wichita is sending 2 engines and a strike team leader to help clean up the aftermath. Firefighters from Johnson County, Leawood, Lenexa, and Olathe will also be helping out. They're expected to be gone for about 14 days. Saw a beautiful day today. Nick Kelly joining us.
And it was about time too, Chris. After dealing with rain and thunderstorm chances to start the holiday weekend out, we looked a lot better today. We're still looking good, looking out from 7th and Range Line deep into this late Sunday night. 86 for the high today after we started at 65, pretty much right where we should be for an early September day around here. And as I haven't said this enough lately, certainly good to see absolutely nothing over the area after our cold front pushed the last of the rain and thunderstorm chances out of here. That's setting us up for a pretty good Labor Day, but with so much dry air in place, it's going to be an interesting tale in terms of temperatures. Everyone's going to drop back at least to about 62, maybe a few spots outside of Joplin trying to sneak back into the upper 50s, but with dry air in place, a light south and southwesterly breeze along with plenty of sunshine. Get ready for a quick warm-up throughout our Labor Day. Mid-80s by noon, and most of us topping out around 89 degrees. We'll see if this good weather can hold on for the rest of the week. Here in a bit, Chris.
All right, Nick, thank you. Well, as the Delta variant continues to spread, some COVID-19 hotspots are seeing record hospitalization numbers. And with well over 100,000 new infections reported each day, cases are more than 10 times the levels of earlier in the summer. CBS News correspondent Deborah Alfarone reports from Washington.
In COVID-19 hotspots around the nation, the summer surge is not showing signs of letting up.
Our situation is dire. We are setting case records. We have a record number of Kentuckians in the hospital battling COVID, in the ICU battling for their lives.
The highly contagious Delta variant continues to fuel the surge, while only just over half of Americans are fully vaccinated. According to a CDC report released last week, COVID hospitalization rates for teenagers and children rose nearly 5 times from the end of June to mid-August.
You'll get more children infected. In fact, when they get infected, just on a pure basis of the relative number of people that will actually get into the hospital, you're going to wind up seeing more children in the hospital.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says the Biden administration may still meet its September 20th timeline of offering COVID booster shots, but the infectious diseases expert at the National Institutes of Health adds that the Moderna shot could see approval a bit later.
The bottom line is very likely at least part of the plan will be implemented, but ultimately the entire plan will be.
Despite the unrelenting pandemic, millions of Americans are traveling this Labor Day weekend. This California resident is visiting Las Vegas.
Wearing your mask, protecting yourself, cleaning your hands. It's all you can do because you never know.
The CDC recommended that unvaccinated Americans not travel on the holiday weekend. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Washington.
Dr. Fauci says health officials are studying whether booster vaccines can be mixed and matched with the first Pfizer or Moderna doses people received. And we take this time now to honor one of our many four-state heroes. Radioman Third Class Frederick Ryan served in the Navy during World War II, his hometown, Altamont. And we're proud to recognize Radioman Third Class Frederick Ryan. He's tonight's four-state hero. And remember, learn more about other heroes or nominate one of your own at any time. Just head over to our website. That's KOAMNewsNow.com. Stepping up. Still ahead on the KOAM News at 10, how a hotel is helping out firefighters battling the Caldor fire. A popular hotel chain is stepping up to help firefighters battling the Caldor fire. Victor Park has the story.
It is a sea of red fire trucks taking over the glamour of the Hard Rock Hotel in State Line. But crews from Reno, Modesto, San Diego, and even Colorado aren't here to gamble.
I'm going to go get some sleep, get some dinner.
Hotel staff wouldn't let us record inside, but beyond these walls, first responders are doing more than just resting. The hotel has been transformed into their home and work office.
We were told that the firefighters were going to be using the Hard Rock as a command center.
Call it a fire station or a command center, this is a place providing meals. Every night they are also showing a movie. It's an effort to make these crews feel at home. Keep in mind they work 24-hour shifts, breathing in the unhealthy smoke. Battalion Chief Bill Erlach with Reno Fire says there are about 20 firefighters from his department.
If fires are out in more remote areas, we ended up basically sleeping out in the dirt. As you can imagine, you don't get as good a sleep. You're constantly in the smoke, which is less than beneficial for your sleeping habits. So it is awesome to get into hotel rooms.
Awesome it is when you know there are people not taking firefighting efforts for granted.
We're not in a revenue generating mode right now. We're completely in a support mode, and our team members that are staying here are actually helping keep the operation going so our firefighters have a place to come back to.
And it's not just a place for crews to come back to. Staff say 40% of the guests are families of their own, most forced to evacuate too.
We're doing what we can as a community to try and help out.
Because it is a community united, living up to its words of Tahoe Strong.
Later on the KOAM News at 10, Danny Terzer's pretty happy about this. I hope you are too. It's another installment of What Day Is It? Hopefully this video doesn't give it away.
Well, I can probably figure out maybe with a guess about what it could be. My focus up next is the latest forecast, including how good our Labor Day is looking. Stick with us. It took a little patience for Mother Nature to get the rain and thunderstorm chances out of here, but after we had to start the holiday weekend out with said chances for rain and storms, our Sunday looked a whole lot better. Not just Silver Indigo Sky Casino Resort outside of Seneca, Missouri, but the entire four-state region. We had to deal with cloud cover as the cold front was finishing on passing through this morning. Then we enjoyed a lot of open blue skies for the rest of the day. So much, in fact, it had an impact on temperatures. We'll show you those numbers in a bit. But there, you can see the last of the isolated storms that cleared out late last night and very early this morning. It was a good chance to dry out, too, or at least start drying out based on what the system left behind. Area-wide, Friday and Saturday's rain totaled about 1.7 inches on average, so you can see who bore the brunt of the rainfall. Our northern counties, with radar estimates suggesting 3 to maybe 7 to almost 8 inches of rainfall. That's still leaving the Osage and the Little Osage running a little high. Those are still expected to subside as we go to about Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest this week. But it is nice to see absolutely nothing out there. We've dealt with that all day long. Good indication of how it's going to stay for the rest of the night. As far as temperatures go, everyone cooled off nicely. It's nice to see mid-60s for overnight lows back on the board this morning. A quick jump into the mid to upper 70s once we hit the noon hour. And then with mostly sunny skies, more sunshine than I anticipated. We'll certainly take it because it got highs between 80 and 85 across much of the region. And at last check, we were seeing temperatures quickly fall through the 70s and even some 60s popping up. And I think most of us will drop back into the lower 60s tonight as we continue with clear skies at the surface. And plotting the surface map, high pressure centered right on top of the Show Me State. Nice to see that in control after our last cold front with the rain and storms as well to the south and east of us now. I do want to keep an eye on this front, though. It's stationary, well to the northwest of us, but it wants to try and play a little role in our forecast by Tuesday. But for Labor Day, we're still on the cooler side of the jet. We'll enjoy it before this upper level ridge tries to change things up as we go throughout the course of the week. In terms of how we are for the rest of the night, or how we'll be, grammatically correct there, we will keep things mostly clear and nice to start the morning out. Most of us in the lower 60s, I would not be surprised if we had a few spots start around 59 degrees since we have so much dry air in place, a light breeze and clear skies up top. But that same setup means a quick warm up throughout the day, easily back into the mid 80s by lunchtime and quite warm, but I think most of us will stay just shy of the 90-degree mark for our Labor Day. Doesn't change the fact that we're looking at open blue skies again from start to finish on our Labor Day. 62 in the morning, 84 by noon, highs topping out around 89. And the breeze stays light too, out of the south at 5 to 10 in the morning, then turning out of the southwest as we go into the afternoon. Quick look at Monday night. Seas temperatures eager to cool off once again. This time I think we'll go into the mid to upper 60s for Tuesday morning. And then Tuesday afternoon, you can see that next front way northwest wants to try and start edging in. And you can see before it does anything here, we'll have to sneak highs back near 90 degrees. But that front might want to bring in a random shower or storm or two late Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday night. Then I think we're good for Wednesday. But we'll watch that upper level ridge out west try to build back in. Not so much humidity with that returning ridge, but it is eager to send us back into the 90s as we go into the rest of the week. But the temperatures look pretty good overall. 89 tomorrow, 90 on Tuesday, a brief heat up there, but then lower 60s for Wednesday and Thursday, highs in the mid 80s for Wednesday and Thursday, Chris. Even with some odd rain chances Friday morning and Sunday morning, they're pretty slight. A lot of dry time this weekend, but we'll have to send highs back into the 90s by then.
It's a shame it's not Labor Week, because with these temperatures, it'd be great to be out the whole week and just kind of relax and enjoy.
I know, but at least we've got another nice day tomorrow lined up so we can all enjoy it.
Absolutely. Nick, thank you so much. Danny Terzer joining us now with sports, and it's opening weekend for college football at most schools.
That for OSU, they are hosting their home opener on Saturday. Hosted it against Missouri State. We've got those highlights coming up. Plus, Salvador Perez and the Royals host the series finale against the White Sox. That and more next. This is the Toyota Sunday Night Sports Feed. The Frontenac Raiders opened their season with a big 20-0 win over the Columbus Titans, a little revenge after the Titans won the matchup last year. The Raiders' defense kept the Titans off the board the entire game. On offense, Justice Compton and Mario Mangini each had rushing touchdowns. The quarterback Colin McCartney connected with Aaron Doria to get the scoring going in the second. And here's Frontenac's head coach Mark Smith's thoughts on McCartney's playmaking ability.
It's huge. The big part is he kept his poise when that happened, and he just found the guys. The receivers did a good job getting open, and those were in some big situations, 3rd and long and stuff like that. So big plays gave us a lot of momentum, and it kind of led us to victory.
This Saturday brought a lot of exciting games in college football. The Oklahoma State Cowboys opened their season at home against the Missouri State Bears. OSU just outside the AP polls top 25. First quarter, Shane Illingworth finds Tay Martin in the end zone for the 5-yard touchdown. Later, OSU going the other way. Jalen Warren right down the middle. Cowboys lead 13-0. Then LD Brown takes this to the outside and into the end zone for the score. Missouri State battles back, but OSU gets their first win, 23-16. Staying in Oklahoma, the Sooners open up against Tulane, a close one for the number 2 ranked team, but Oklahoma holds off Tulane, winning 40-35. The Sooners score 3 on the ground and 1 in the air. Spencer Rattler goes 30 for 39 with 304 yards. In Major League Baseball, let's talk about Salvador Perez. He lost 2 home runs in Saturday's contest, getting to 40 on the season. He's the first catcher since Javi Lopez in 2003 to reach the mark. Today in Game 3 against the White Sox, here he goes again. Home run number 41 is a 3-run blast. And on the mound, Brady Singer pulling his weight, strikes out 6 in 7 shutout innings. And later, Whit Merrifield singles to shallow left. Edward Oliveira scores. Royals shut out the division-leading White Sox 6-0 and take the series. The Cardinals on the road, their final game of the series against the Brewers today, leading 5-1 into the bottom of the 9th. Milwaukee scores 5 in their last effort to get the walk-off win. Huge comeback for the Brewers, disappointing for the Cards. Tyler O'Neill 3 for 4 today with 2 RBI. That brings us to our one and only break in the Toyota Sunday Night Sports Feed. Still ahead, the Chiefs are 1 week away from their season opener at Arrowhead. Hear from Mitch Holtis, the voice of the Chiefs, next.
Welcome back to the Toyota Sunday Night Sports Feed. We're sitting down now with Mitch Holtis, the voice of the Kansas City Chiefs. Going to ask him a few questions about the upcoming Chiefs season. Mitch, thank you for being here. First off, the last time we saw the Chiefs on the field was in that Super Bowl, and obviously it did not go the way they wanted it to go. It didn't go the way we wanted it to go. Is that something that you can sense motivated them this offseason?
A little bit, but honestly, this is a group that's motivated all the time. When you look at the leadership core of this team, starting with Coach Reed, go right down the line, Mahomes, Kelsey, Tyrann Mathieu, that's the way they're wired. Even if they would have won that game, they're going to be wired to go get Super Bowl 56. This is a group, though, that after they kind of got over that game, started to reconfigure, reboot, and redesigned a lot of things. I'm excited. There's going to be some new stuff with this team.
In that Super Bowl, obviously one of the things that stood out was the offensive line. First off, how impressed are you with the organization's ability to kind of blow it up, fix that in one off season, and what do you see from that group?
Yeah, that's an awesome question, and I love what I saw this summer and also what I saw during training camp. I said it's something old, something new, something borrowed, something red, okay, to use the old phrase. But you make the trade for Orlando Brown Jr., you go pay Joe Tooney, expensive but a good player, and then you get rookie opt-out guy. But the 2 rookies, they hit. And we get a lot of OU fans that watch this. Creed Humphrey's been outstanding. Trey Smith could be an Offensive Rookie of the Year candidate at right guard. He's been fantastic. What it does with those young offensive linemen who can move now is bring back Coach Reed's 2013, 14, 15 playbook of the screen game. And it's some countermeasures to what people do to try to slow down Mahomes. And so back when they had Rodney Hudson at center, now with Creed and Trey Smith, you're going to see a lot of different stuff offensively.
So we've been around to high schools and colleges, and obviously everybody's excited to have fans back in the stadium, and obviously Arrowhead Stadium. Everybody knows what Arrowhead Stadium is, so the players, I'm sure, are excited. But, you personally doing what you do, how excited are you to be back in that atmosphere and to have that atmosphere back to be there on Sundays? Well,
first of all, it's going to be awesome to have those fans back. We got a taste of it in the preseason game against Minnesota, but that Cleveland game is going to be insane. I mean, that's arguably the biggest game of the NFL that weekend. Cleveland's coming in, wanting to avenge the divisional playoff loss, and our guys are going to be just ready to go with 75,000 plus in there. Now, it'll be awesome to go, hopefully, on the road. I'm tier 2, so that I've been able to travel with the team through the preseason. Hopefully that continues, so I'm not doing the game like this in front of a monitor, which I had to do all last year. But there's a high level of excitement around this team. It's been a terrific training camp and a really good offseason.
I want to ask you about Patrick Mahomes. We know what he is. We know he's the best in the league, almost inarguably, right? But I watch him and I think, what can he do? What can he do better? What more can we expect from him? What have you seen from him, and what do you expect from him this season?
Well, I think one is time and score situation, understanding now that teams have taken your best stuff away. What do? He learned that last year some, but he needs some help, and that's where the offensive line comes into play. The other big part of this was getting 4 tight ends on the roster, but all 4 of those tight ends can run every route on the route tree. So Kelsey needs some help. He's played 3,400 snaps the last 3 years. Crazy. Nobody in the league's played more than that. But with 4 tight ends, now those safeties that you're playing back to prevent the wasp have better come up, or you're just going to run Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Darrell Williams, or run all these screens at you. It'll drive you nuts. And Tyreek Hill's still on the field in that situation, and he can get single covered that way. So that's what I'm saying. You're going to bring in something old from coaches 2013, 14, 15, 16 playbook, where he's throwing Alex Smiths on those screens to Jamal Charles and he's running for 80 yards. And then with these 4 tight ends, it'd be a little bit revolutionary to what the Chiefs could do in the NFL. I look for them to go, how are they doing this?
Well, we only have one more week to wait, then we'll find all this out. Mitch, I certainly appreciate you being here. Looking forward to seeing what the team does this season. You can check out more from Mitch on our website, koamnewsnow.com. Mitch, really appreciate you being here. We'll be right back.
Now here's a day we can all get down with. It's National Cheese Pizza Day. The special day is celebrated every September 5th, and all you have to do is to celebrate is eat cheese pizza, as if we didn't already need a reason. Who doesn't appreciate a gooey, delicious slice of just cheese? From what I understand, Danny loves cheese. So leave the toppings aside and either make or order a cheese pie for lunch or dinner. I personally, I'm a fan of Supreme Pizza, so a pizza without toppings is just lacking, but I mean, hey, it's still good though.
I mean, I would eat it. I just prefer the toppings.
No, but next time I go home, though, I want a St. Louis style pizza. I think it has some pretty good cheese. Provel, cheddar, Swiss, provolone. It might be processed, but it makes for a really good pizza.
Sounds pretty good. And we got a pretty good forecast.
Yeah, certainly looking good there. We'll drop into the lower 60s tonight. 89, plenty of sunshine for our Labor Day. Back near 90 with maybe a slight chance of a storm or 2 on Tuesday.
All right, guys, thank you. That's our time for now. We'll see you back here next time. Thanks for making us part of your night.